Welcome to TW Sports Talk, everybody. It's kind of a surprise edition here in the month of June. We're coming off of, Eagle OTAs that just ended today, I believe, or yesterday. And, of course, we're also coming off the interesting, always interesting annual predictions from USA Today of the essentially all the predicted records and the playoff predictions for
And Super Bowl.
and Super Bowl for the 2014 NFL season, which of course last year USA Today predicted the Super Bowl correctly.
Seahawks Broncos and the
yeah,
Seahawks winning.
Seahawks over the Broncos. Yeah, before all the season happened. So into today's edition of TW Sports Talk, essentially that's what we're going to do with the 2014 season. Essentially, go through all the teams here and the records that they predicted.
Yes, because there are a few surprises on here.
Definitely,
that
yeah.
definitely can lead to debate.
Right. So yeah. Well, Wayne's got the
Yes.
paper here.
Yes,
so
yes, from the
turn
Nate
it
Davis USA Today predictions and such, because he was the guy who predicted it last year. So, what you want to start in the AFC and go for any
AFC? Yeah.
Okay. So
Starts with AFC East.
AFC East, then no shocker. He has the Patriots going 11-5.
Yeah.
They pretty much won the dominant division like the past decade.
Yeah.
Why stop now?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, Prince, he says, with Gronk, Wilfork back, Revis on board, how won't they win their 12 AFC East title in 14 years? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, obviously the Revis one's the main reason why a lot of people look at them as
I agree.
Super Bowl contender again this year, because Revis will definitely improve their defense, especially the secondary.
Yeah.
So and if Gronk can stay healthy, that just adds
that's
more weapons for Brady.
Yeah.
So. I mean, I don't think you disagree with that. I mean, that's
right.
I mean, 11-5 over under record, maybe. I mean, or same,
maybe 12-4. I don't know.
Okay.
Because I think their defense a little better.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, 12-4, I think.
Okay. Well, here's one that was up for debate, pretty much. He has the Jets going 10-6, getting the 5th seed. In the playoffs. He says if Geno Smith can sustain steady play from late last season. And Rex's bunch primed for a playoff run return, essentially.
Yeah.
So, pretty much sounds like Geno Smith. Now, granted, when First Take talked about this, and Steven Smith, who was a massive Jets fan, heard 10-6, he kind of chuckled and laughed because he didn't even see that happening.
Right, yeah.
Especially with Geno Smith, who he says, and most experts have said, is going to probably get replaced by Michael Vick this season.
Yeah.
Might be in the preseason, might be after the first 4 regular season games, but they do see Vic taking over the starting role. And I think once it happens, they think this is a playoff team. Then probably they think that just the fact that they have a veteran compared to a second year string, second year pretty much quarterback. I think that makes a big difference. So Tyler, Jets making the playoffs this year?
No, I don't think they'll win 10 games.
Even with Michael Vick taking over.
Not only that, I mean it's the thing there. If Geno Smith can sustain steady play, it's
but if Michael Vick's the starter?
Still no. I don't think they. I mean, maybe they'll win 9 games.
Which won't be good to make the playoffs.
Well, I mean, the other wild card teams. I mean, probably not. I think 2 will come out of the AFC West. Obviously the Broncos and I don't know, the Chargers. I think too, and then the AFC North. You might have the Bengals and Ravens in that mix. I don't quite see the Jets making it to the playoffs.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know.
10-6.
I mean, I don't see playoffs,
I see him being in the mix.
I could see him getting to 9-7.
Yeah, that's maybe. I mean, that's kind of what I see too.
Okay, Dolphins. He has him going 500, 8-8. Reason O-line chemistry typically takes time to achieve. Dolphins had to replace 80%. Obviously, when you had Richie Incognito and Jonathan Martin happen.
Yeah.
Both of them are gone. They cut somebody else too. I mean, but yeah, that's a pretty big gap. And even with that offensive line, Ryan Tannehill was still taking a lot of hits in that last season. I don't see any reason why he's going to get any better protection this season.
Right. Yeah.
So 8-8 might even be generous. This team could go 7-9, 6-10 possibly too.
Yeah.
I mean, last year high expectations because they picked up Mike Wallace, a receiver, and such. So I mean, definitely a team that some people keep saying, a few more picks and they might be a playoff team again. But You know, and a lot of people say this is a make or break it year for Tannehill too.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we don't even give an offensive line. I don't know how he's going to produce this
Yeah.
year, but no, I can see him actually doing worse than 8-8.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we'll see. So then we got the Bills,
Bills
3-13. Sammy Watkins, he said, pretty much needs time to adapt. So we're defense, which lost Jerry's Bird and is changing scheme again.
Again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
again. I mean, this
Again,
is
just
a
one word.
you know, and obviously the fact that the Bills lost their owner,
Yeah.
and those reports that the new owner might be moving the team to Toronto, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, usually when that happens, the fan base can, and
Yeah.
even the players can react in a very negative way. I think, even if you have
Yeah.
rumors of that starting. And like I said, I think offensively, at first I think E.J. Manuel needs to stay healthy.
Yeah.
That's the first goal. And I mean, like I said, they got plenty of weapons offensively. I think, as far as
Yeah.
receivers and
Running
running backs go. That defense is so questionable this year.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's a new defense too. That takes like at least 1 year to get it down
Yeah.
right away. And they barely have anybody like a talent on that defense. So this is definitely a team that's a few years away from even
Yeah.
competing for the AFC East, even making a playoffs run, I think.
Yeah.
So we get to the North. We have the Ravens going 10-6 and winning the division, getting a 4th seed. He says you got a healthy Dennis Pitta, you got Steve Smith,
The old Steve Smith.
yes, and a revamped defense being returned to postseason. Because a lot of people said maybe you know they had to play some key vets last year on
Yeah.
defense, and that might have affected them not missing the playoffs. This year, more experience.
Yeah.
You know, if Joe
Yeah.
Flacco can stay more consistent this year, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, he does have more wide receiver help than he did last year. So
Yeah.
this is definitely a better Ravens team.
Yeah.
Looks like on paper
Yeah.
than last year. But
Yeah.
10-6 did take the division, Tyler.
I think it will take the. Yeah. I think they might go 11, maybe even win 11 games. I don't know.
So definitely see him taking the division possibly.
Yeah, I see him.
You could see him
Yeah,
definitely.
maybe
getting
the
up there.
Bengals a wild card. I don't know.
Okay. Well, according to
Yeah.
Nate Davis, though, I actually do see that. Thinking about it on paper and that. To me, it all comes down to Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Especially if it's signing that massive extension.
Rebound.
you
Yeah.
know, he needs to back it up this
Yeah.
year.
I agree.
So he has the Bengals going 9-7 and missing the playoffs. He says the roster returns are mostly intact, but breaking in 2 new coordinators might be a killer setback.
Yeah.
So he's going more based on reshuffling of the coaching staff. Not so much the
Yeah.
roster, but the coaching staff.
Right.
And maybe new schemes and such again. So maybe that
Yeah.
affects their, this is still the same talented roster that won the division last year.
Yeah.
I mean, Andy Dalton's been consistent. Still hasn't won a playoff game yet.
Yeah.
That's when it gets, but I mean, 9-7. Think they're gonna miss the playoffs this year? Tyler, Bengals possibly.
I think. Well, I think they'll get a wild. Maybe the 6th seed. I don't know. Maybe they'll win 10 games. I don't know. It might be.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not 9-7 maybe, but I don't know.
So okay.
It's-
I mean, to me, once again, I think I can see them making the playoffs, but I do understand the whole.
I don't think they'll win the division.
How big would the coordinator shifts be? I guess without fact, will Andy Dalton
Maybe
go
slightly.
backwards? Will he go?
Yeah.
Some people
It could
say
be a-
there are
yeah.
people say this is Marvin Lewis's make it or break it year as
Yeah.
his coach. If they even miss the playoffs, I think he's done
Yeah.
because he has the talent on his roster to at
Right.
least make the postseason.
Yeah.
And he's got to win a playoff game too because
Yeah.
they lost the last 3 times they made the playoffs. They lost in the
Yeah.
wild card. And last year was even more embarrassing because they even hosted
Yeah.
said
They
wild
hosted the
card
game.
too. So, but anyway, Steelers, the very old Pittsburgh Steelers, I might
Yeah.
add. Has been going 9-7, missing the postseason as well. Defense in transition, maybe old in spots, could be undoing despite all the offensive firepower. So obviously the old defense, there's a lot of guys that are getting very close to the R word getting mentioned, I'm sure, or at least the T word being mentioned,
Yeah.
or the other R word being mentioned. But no, I mean 9-7, not even. I mean, they almost made it last year. They were
They're 8-8 last year again.
all they needed was the Chargers to lose to the Chiefs, and they
Yeah.
were a field goal away from that happening
Yeah.
technically. So
Yeah.
I mean, they almost made it last year. They had it was bumpy season. It wasn't a pretty season,
Yeah.
but do they have a shot making the playoffs maybe this year, Tyler?
I don't know. I don't. They might be 8-8 as they have been, or I don't. But I don't think.
Well,
they'll make
I
it.
mean, I was shocked they even went 8-8. I thought they were going to have a losing season.
Yeah,
because
8.
They were off to
maybe
a
7.
terrible start last year.
Yeah.
They caught fire at the right moment, but
Yeah.
listen, this is Mike Tomlin. He's a talented coach.
Yeah.
this is a veteran-led squad, even though the vets are getting very old.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
But I mean, I don't know. I can see them making a run because this is, like I said, the same talent that almost pulled it
Yeah.
off last year. But they can't have a slow start because they
Right.
gotta have at least a, put it this way, they gotta at least be 4-4 when they get to their
Yeah.
8 games essentially. They can't be like 2-6 or
Yeah.
to me I don't see them going on a second half spurt like last year. They gotta have, this spurt has to happen early in the season, and then
Yeah.
maybe they kind of collapse towards the end maybe a bit,
Yeah.
or at least go 4-4 or something like that. They gotta be consistent more. I think is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So the Browns, who may or may not be having Johnny Manziel as their starter, 6-10. He pretty much says maybe on cups of something special, but an expected suspension. Josh Gordon, who, as far as I know, has not been officially suspended yet.
Yeah.
It was reports that he would be,
Yeah.
but I don't think he's been officially suspended yet for the season. Would delay that a year. So I mean, 6-10. Is that even is that a fair record for them?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean,
Okay.
their defense isn't bad, but
Yeah, I mean, they did pick up some nice free
Yeah.
agencies too. I mean, do you think Johnny
But-
Football starting makes any difference whatsoever in the offense? And
I
put it this way:
I
if
don't
Josh
know.
Gordon somehow a miracle does not get suspended this year,
Yeah.
is this team with Josh Gordon and Johnny Football, and if he plays like
Yeah.
almost everybody's saying, takes the sport
Yeah.
by storm essentially, does this team make a wild card run at least?
No, I don't think a wild card.
No.
run.
Okay. Even with Josh Gordon and
Even with
okay. Okay. So you're pretty much saying maybe a year away or 2 years away at least,
yeah.
because they keep the talent together and such. So I don't know. I can see that 6-10. Obviously, like I said, it could actually get worse if Josh Gordon's not playing, because
Yeah.
this is not a team that has a lot of depth at wide receiver.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, exactly.
and the draft, they didn't really add anybody. So I mean, they did pick up Miles Austin. Granted, he's kind of been a no-show down in
old,
Dallas
yeah.
for a couple of
He's
years.
Well, yeah, he's like in his 30s. And
Yeah, he's also not getting any younger either.
Yeah.
So he's probably a shocker too. He has the Colts winning the South, even taking the 1 seed, going 13-3. He says
best record in the NFL.
yes. Says with the return of Reggie Wayne. Yeah, favorable schedule. They have said that this is a very weak schedule for the Colts essentially. Great shot at third AFC title in 9 years. So Tyler, Colts obviously probably going to take the division again.
Yeah, taking the division.
13-3 and taking the 1 seed,
Probably 12-4.
which still might be good enough to take the 1 seed.
yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, it might be.
I mean, obviously, Andrew Luck does have more weapons from the wide receiver area.
Yeah.
They did last year. Not just going to be T.Y. Hilton, and if Reggie Wayne
Right.
goes down, he does have Hakeem Nicks is from the Giants as well from this year.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's the defense though. This was a question. I mean, they had they still got some question marks on that area. I mean, they had a solid draft class. I felt like so.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see it. But obviously, this is the craziest thing that Nate Davis said about the Colts. But we'll get to that when we get to the playoffs. Texans, he has going 9-7 and getting a 6 seed.
Yeah.
He says if this year's quarterback can avoid self-inflicted wounds, they have horses to be playing again in January.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you got Arian Foster in the backfield. You still got Andre Johnson, although he's been talking about this might be his last year at Houston.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to who their quarterback's going to be because they didn't draft anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, not by at least in the first round or even the second or the third round. So, I mean, obviously, it's not Matt Schaub. He's going to be probably starting at Oakland.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was it going to be Casey Keenum possibly? Was he the guy that played last year?
I think he was. Yeah, I mean, he might have been the backup.
Yeah.
At some point.
I don't know. I forgot. I'm drawing a blank who's going to be starting it, but to me that's a question mark there. And obviously you got J.J. Watt on defense, and now Clowney, maybe the best defensive player in college football in years.
Yeah.
He's going to be on that defense. So the defensive line's scary.
Yeah.
At least from a name perspective. But I don't know, Tyler. Playoff run for Texas.
I don't quite. I mean, it might be 9-7, but I don't know if that'll get them the wild card spot.
So they're going to definitely get more than 2 wins like last year.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Houston should have some kind of rejoice going. I don't know. That's good to get Andre Johnson to stay with them, and that'd be a huge loss if he goes away.
Without the quarterback, it's.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. The Titans 6-10. Something promising is taking shape. Obviously, their defense was very stellar last year. But new coaches need time, and Jake Locker needs to stay healthy, which was a big problem last year.
Yeah.
But he took a lot of hits last year,
Yeah.
too. And probably same thing this year. So, and obviously, once again, much like Ryan Tannehill, people saying make or break it year for Locker.
Yeah.
But Titans 6-10, fair.
Yeah, I see. That seems pretty fair.
Okay, I actually do agree. I mean, like I said, to me, if Locker stays healthy and he is accurate, and he kind of was when he was healthy, I think they can make a playoff run now. I mean, this is a very good defense, and they are in the South. They can easily beat the Texans twice and beat the Jaguars twice. And they maybe can split with the Colts maybe a game. And you know, if they do well non-conference, then they should be in a playoff team then. Hell, telling they split with the Colts, they could be a division champion then. But I mean, this is a team that does have a lot of talent on defensive end. Obviously, Chris Johnson's gone. Some people saying that was a smart move. The guy's been kind of pretty irrelevant. He's getting pretty irrelevant in a couple of years. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens. But I kind of do agree. I think 6-10 is fair. But I'd not be surprised if this team does make a playoff run possibly. And finally, Jacksonville, who
4-12,
who now also apparently wants to show whatever fans show up on like a new jumbotron. Apparently, they can watch other games now.
Yeah.
What's it like? Like they can watch NFL Red Zone now on a jumbotron.
Yeah.
So now Jacksonville fans can watch other teams play instead of watching their own franchise play. I don't know. I don't know that that's a stunt to get fans to go to the game to say like, hey, you don't need to come to cheer on Jacksonville. You come to watch your team play on a jumbotron, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, I guess it brings fans in. It might work, but kind of going 4-12. They're on the right track with far superior roster, but win column won't reflect that for another year. I mean, obviously, it looks like got Blake Bortles coming in, who is a Florida native. He did play for Central Florida. You know, but it looks like Chet Haynes is going to be starting again this year. Obviously, Wilson grad, local Berks County boy, but a lot of people say he's not a NFL starter.
Yeah.
And like I said, I believe they lost Justin Blackman already due to suspension. So they do got some holes to fill. And I don't know, 4-12. I mean, could they win less than 4 games possibly?
I mean, they could, but I mean, I think 4 might be.
Okay, 4. I mean,
right.
I can see it, but definitely not a playoff team. No way this team's making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, AFC West. Of course, we start with the Broncos, 12-4, second seed.
2 seed.
Could be better than the 2013 team, even if wins and offensive output dip, aka Eric Decker's gone.
Right.
But schedule is murderous. Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who maybe they play the.
I believe they face the Patriots again.
Yeah,
they face the Colts, I believe, again as well.
But then, like, as far as like the NFC, does that mean they face the NFC West, the dreaded it? Or,
the dread NFC West.
If it says murderous, and that makes me think that's what they're, you know, I'm not sure on that, but
it's not because the AFC West is a lethal division. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, better means obviously when you got Aqib Talib on your defense and DeMarcus Ware on your defense. This is obviously a defense that they're hoping to get to maybe turn to a Legion of Boom kind of defense essentially. And obviously, Manning stays healthy. He did pass his physical,
right? Yeah.
So he's back and he's been getting better with age, not worse. So
right. Yeah.
But he does have Demaryius Thomas and Julius Thomas and Wes Welker, but no Eric Decker this year.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, Decker did have some pretty solid games last year for the Broncos. So, Thomas needs to step up, and he's capable of doing that. And definitely Wes Welker needs to step up because he's definitely capable of that. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Can the Broncos, I guess, can this team actually do what last year's team could not do?
Right.
In a way.
Ultimately win
a Super Bowl. Is this a Super Bowl contending team, essentially? Yeah. Did they have the mentality to get the job done?
Yeah.
I mean, can Peyton Manning get a second Super Bowl ring finally in his career?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm going to put it this way. I was shocked that they were a 2 seed.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I can easily see, based on the Colts schedule, why they could easily get a better record than the Broncos.
The Colts have an easier.
Do I think the Colts have a better team than Denver? I think Denver is a better team.
Yeah, overall, yeah.
But if it's the Broncos and the Colts in the championship, which I think this is what Nate Davis has in the AFC, and it's at Indianapolis, not at Denver, I could see the Colts beating Peyton Manning, and Manning's old home
Home,
essentially.
yeah.
And because that why not?
That happened last season.
The healthy Colts team, yeah, a healthy Colts team with Reggie
Yeah.
Wayne got the job done. So, more weapons
Yeah.
can I can see this Colts team, if it's at Indianapolis, get the job done.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, Denver, they want to definitely have an easier road to Super Bowl. They got it has to be a mile high.
Yeah.
That atmosphere and so on. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. But anyway, maybe the most surprising playoff team last year, the Chargers.
Yeah.
Going 8-8, not gonna make the playoffs this year, but he says last year's schedule allowed late season charge. I guess no pun intended. This year's could easily produce late season slide. So maybe more
Yeah.
difficult schedule towards the end than
Yeah.
last year. Like I said, Phil Rivers had amazing
Pretty-
stats
yeah.
last year. I mean,
Yeah. It's not a whole lot.
it's
I
pretty much the
think
same team coming back. I
Yeah.
mean,
But-
you would
and
think
plus,
they would get
yeah.
you would think they would get better.
Plus,
but,
yeah, especially it was like they're running a new offense too. I think too, and
Yeah.
so,
an
I
offense
mean,
that actually beat Denver in the
Right,
postseason.
yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, the regular season.
regular season, yeah,
So I actually could see them making the playoffs again.
yeah. I think a
And
wild
maybe
card
maybe
spot.
even being a bit stronger challenger to Denver this year.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
once again,
definitely.
the head coach, former offensive coordinator for the Broncos,
Right,
like I said, when you have that, you kind of have a spy kind of working in your organization, and I feel. So I would not be surprised if the Chargers make another run. I mean, and maybe, like I said, can challenge the Broncos for the division.
yeah,
Maybe a bit of a slide here for the next team compared to last
Yeah.
year's team.
definitely.
Chiefs going 4-12. Tight salary cap meant crippling free agent defections, and they did it sufficiently reload and draft. Obviously, that's kind of Andy Reid
Yeah.
coaching at its finest right there. But no, 4-12. I mean, yeah, but you still
That's
got
That's all.
you still got Jamal Charles
Yeah.
in the backfield
That's
here.
worse than like the last year of the Philadelphia. When
Yeah.
they went from 8-8 to 4-12. That'd
Yeah, I
be
mean-
that'd be 11-5 to 4-12.
Yeah, I mean, but this was a team that.
Time
Like I
cheers.
said, I mean, Alex Smith has not renewed his contract. He's got an
Right.
extension yet, so this might be his last year too. I mean, I do get the whole idea that they're missing some people here, but this is 4-12.
4-12. Yeah, yeah. I don't agree.
I could go going 8-8 maybe or
Maybe,
9.
yeah.
Even then, that might still be going to make
Eight-
the wild
yeah,
card
right.
in the AFC
Yeah,
too. But
I think they'll still push for the playoffs.
I'm kind of just shocked by that.
4-2. Yeah,
I'm not shocked by the next team's record though. Raiders going 3-13.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Best thing, influx of over the hill vets. Yeah, they definitely picked up a lot of old people in the free agent market. Can do is change culture, and they do got Derek Carr, might be a future quarterback, and Khalil Mack, which is some people say
yeah.
a lot of people were hyping up this guy on the defensive end. Promise brighter days ahead. Brighter days ahead, but not next year.
Not this. Not any. Yeah, not this.
3-13 sounds pretty safe for
Yeah.
Oakland. To me, 2-14 would not shock me either. This is
Yeah.
a team that just does not have a whole lot of weapons.
Right. Yeah.
And if they do, they're way past their prime. They were good 10 years ago or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Not right now. So we get to probably our favorite division. Talk about the NFC East.
Yep.
Eagles going 11-5,
Yeah.
fourth seed in the wild card in the playoffs. He says a class of weak division.
Right. Yeah.
But can Nick Foles produce 2013 magic, and Deshaun Jackson's speed will be missed essentially. So he's
Right.
saying, can Foles produce the same kind of numbers without
Yeah.
the guy that
Something,
pretty much helped to produce those same kind of numbers?
Right.
Was it Jackson that made Foles, or did Foles make Jackson? I
Yeah.
guess is what he's saying. I don't know, 11-5.
Yeah, I think that's and that's
Obviously, you
a
said
little
10-6.
generous.
Even apparently, that's still going to win
Yeah.
the division.
Yeah. So 11-5, I think is a little generous.
Okay,
But-
okay.
I mean, against the tough schedule too
Yes.
that they have. So.
Yeah, well, tough non-con. I mean, as far as division goes,
If they sweep, yeah.
they should have.
Now, if they
Except
sweep
for
the division,
Washington,
maybe,
because
yeah.
I do think
Yeah.
that's going to be a lot of emotions in that first one, week
Emotion-
3.
Yeah, emotions.
But here's the thing, though. Last year, everybody said the Redskins had it in the bag.
Right. Yeah.
I do have this fear because this is not a perfect Eagles team.
Yeah.
This isn't like the McNabb Super Bowl team, which had a solid defense and offense.
Yeah.
This is a team that still has a questionable defense.
Yeah.
And we still have no idea if Foles, if last year's magic was just that magic, or this
Yeah.
guy's still the real deal.
Right.
Obviously, he has to prove it this year. And we have no idea if Riley Cooper can step up more, or if Jerry Macklin's ACL has been fully healed all the way, and that he
Yeah.
can produce numbers, or even if
These
Jordan
rookie
Matthews, the
receivers,
new draft pick, can even shine in the NFL league. There's still a lot of question marks. I would not be surprised if this team just tanks it this year like the Redskins did a year ago. I'm just saying, Tyler.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, being open-minded here.
I mean, I don't think it'll
I
happen.
am terrified when experts say the Eagles almost have to win this division. There's
Yeah.
no excuse.
Well, I mean, they kind of.
There's
I mean,
no excuse.
with Chip Kelly. I mean,
Yeah.
Chip Kelly. That
Yeah.
Coming from the. I mean,
Yes.
he kind of after the.
Yes. But no,
Kinda
but
does.
the point is, you had Mike Shanahan, who won a Super
Right.
Bowl. And everybody said, the Redskins have everything going for him. A young, bright, young quarterback. And
Yeah.
granted, he did come back from his ACL injury maybe too soon in that. But, he had weapons and such on offense. Defense, he had some weak spots. But he still had like D'Angelo Hall and so on.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm just saying, it feels, I'm saying, the Redskins were like the unanimous favorite on every expert last year.
Yeah.
And they totally collapsed. I would not be surprised if this Eagles team, because they do have weaknesses, they can get exploited so badly in some games this year.
Yeah. I mean, you
like I
never
said,
know.
Seattle, San Francisco is going to be a real eye opener for this team,
Yeah.
possibly.
I mean, yeah.
If they get just destroyed, and that's what I think is going to happen in these two games, not even going to be close.
Well,
I think once Richard Sherman just like plows it, just runs into whether Riley Cooper, Jordan Matthews, or
Sherman, who is now on the Madden cover.
Yes,
too.
the Madden cover nonetheless too.
I mean,
granted, there hasn't been there hasn't been any like curse or
major
injury
curse,
recently, so maybe it's ended finally.
And I mean, especially, they picked a player that just won the Super. So I mean,
it was
he already won
him
the
or,
Super
it was supposed
Bowl.
to be it was down to him and Cam Newton.
Yeah.
To me, Richard Sherman.
I knew
Richard Sherman won the Super Bowl,
and I saw the bracket for it, and I said, I thought it's going to be Richard. Coming off that, well, you know what I mean.
But, but
anyways.
I'm just saying, I can easily see this team pull a Washington Redskins moment, essentially.
Well,
I'm just saying.
People will run Chip Kelly out of town.
Well, first of all, I tell people to calm down in that because maybe this team got overhyped from last year a bit. Maybe just a little overhyped too much.
I mean, it was a weak division, and it was
we also had Deshaun Jackson in offense last year, and like I said, if this team goes backwards, the first thing fans are going to say is we should have gotten rid of Deshaun Jackson.
Right.
Number
exactly.
two, if we did, we should have got somebody picked up at least.
Yeah.
If
none of these other guys.
Because like I said, then we get to the number 2 team in this division. Technically, the Washington Redskins. He goes in 7-9. And I do agree. The Washington might be the closest challenger to Philadelphia this year in the division, probably.
I agree.
Yeah.
Based on roster net. I said, if the line and RG3's knee hold up, and I do think RG3's knee is going to hold up this year.
Yeah.
This offense will be hard to slow, especially now Gasol and Jackson.
Yeah.
Like I said, but this is the defense, though. Same thing as us, though. Weak sketch.
There's might be a little more further behind. Yeah. I mean, and then the bad special teams too.
Yeah, the special teams was definitely questionable last year as well. But interesting to see what happens with the Reds, because obviously this team has a lot of problems already with the whole Redskins name change deal as well. That's gonna get in people's heads, definitely.
Yeah.
Which probably I do agree that name should definitely be changed in the future.
Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, what's the big deal?
But
anyways,
80 years of history is what Washington's saying. But
right,
but I say 80 years of racist history technically.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Did you watch that ad?
I didn't see the ad. I don't think
powerful ad, very powerful ad. I think it's probably the most effective way to get this message brought to the NFL. But anyway, Washington. 7-9.
Yeah, 7-9 or 8-8.
8-8, okay. Well, like I said, definitely the closest challenger to Philadelphia, probably.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, like I said, if they lose week 3, which I have them going, I still have rebounding in the next 5. I still have the Eagles winning this division, people.
Yeah.
But I do have this kind of fear based on last year's team, based on last year's Washington team, that every expert's going to say Philadelphia is going to win. No questions asked. This team is going to win this weak division. And all of a sudden, this team just falls apart in the season. Yeah. Injuries can happen. Nick Foles could turn into Foles gold. I mean,
oh no!
Chip Kelly could just lose his damn mind probably, and just start running no huddles for no apparent reason. I mean, you name it, it can happen. Anything can happen in the NFL. I'm convinced of that. Okay, so Washington, we do agree 8-8 and closest challenger. Giants 6-10. Eli Manning's
Right.
supporting cast is getting younger, even if he isn't. Huh?
Right.
Team speed doesn't impress. So obviously, they lost Akeem Nicks. That's kind of still got Victor Cruz though.
Victor, yeah, I mean,
To me, that's their primary receiver.
yeah,
Does Eli Manning rebound? Because history shows that this is a rebounding year for him.
yeah,
Maybe I should do. Do the Giants contend for this division?
yeah. I think 6-10 is pretty correct. I think too.
Okay. So Eli, this whole bad
Yeah,
Super Bowl just ends this year.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Tom Coughlin going after this year?
If they go, yeah, I mean, if they go 6-10 again, yeah, that's probably
Okay.
pretty likely. I think.
Okay. Well,
I mean, he was on the hot seat a few years ago. I think before they
won a Super Bowl.
went, and then they went, yeah.
Then they won a second one.
So I mean, if they were, so yeah, if back to back, 6 and 10 years or whatever, like something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this next one's going to be a interesting debate here.
Which probably leads to another farm.
Cowboys 3-13. No joke. That's what he has it down here.
Yeah.
This is not Eagles messing with Cowboy fans. This is what Nate Davis using
right.
today gave
Yeah.
him. He said, Tony Romo's back. Defense looking awfully frail. Obviously, they lost Sean Wade.
Right.
Dallas fans might end up pinning for 500 teams.
Yeah.
So, Tyler, do the Cowboys go 3-13?
I don't think they'll go 3-13, but maybe 5-11.
5 okay.
5-11. I mean, that's still pretty.
They
bad.
can go. They can go 8-8 again. For all I
Yeah,
care.
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
the bottom line is,
like I said,
yeah.
this is the worst defense last year in the league.
Right, and it's not.
You
now
can't
even,
You can't get any worse.
And now it's even worse.
Well, I'll tell you, as far as ranks go, you can't get any worse. There's no
Right.
33rd rank in the
Yeah.
NFL. It's 32nd or bust essentially. So this team is like the 30th or 28th worst defense. That's an improvement from
Right.
last year.
Yeah.
I mean, Romo's back, second back surgery. I think this has been maybe overhyped a little bit.
Yeah.
Romo still has proven he can have big games in the regular season. The postseason is a different story, but
Right.
he can have some big games. Still can lose big games too.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning, that Broncos game last year was a big game for him. Still blew it before the last interception, but I mean, obviously, I don't see him being a contender. I'd be shocked they would make the playoffs or be a contender this year. But I think 3-13 is a little bit over exaggerating.
Yeah.
If that happens, though, if you're Dallas Nation, if you're Jerry Jones,
Yeah.
what can you tell this fan base that's already finally hit reality where it's like, we haven't won a Super Bowl in so long.
Yeah.
So long. It's been so long. 96 was so long ago.
Yeah.
So, I mean, interesting. I mean, obviously, talking to local Cowboy fan Bill Fike, low expectations this year. So, curious to see if that's how every Cowboy fan feels at this moment.
Right.
But I don't think he. But I think he even flipped out when he heard 3-13. He said, "Yeah, not gonna make the playoffs, but 3-13. Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
So NFC North Packers, healthy Aaron Rodgers means healthy shot at Super Bowl. Defense looks definitely better, improved. Obviously, with Julius Peppers now,
Yeah.
definitely a better defense.
Yeah.
Not really shocked there. Think Packers can win the division probably.
Yeah.
If Rodgers stays healthy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I do agree with that. Bears 11-5, making the postseason, 5th seed. Defense was slightly better in 2013. Jared Allen now
Yeah.
from the Vikings. This is a playoff team, and D seems to be better. Yep. So, playoff team again, maybe even challenge for the division, probably.
Yeah, wild card. Yeah, I could definitely see him.
Probably make it break a year for Jay Cutler. It sounds like too.
Yeah.
This is a guy that has showed promises, but he's also has not delivered in big situations as well. This shocked me, kind of almost more than the Dallas one. Detroit Lions.
Only 4. Yeah.
4-12. So much talent, but so much to prove. Tough to find a lot of wins given lack of improvement on defense. I didn't think you needed improvement in the defense. To me, this is a team that scratched so many heads. Because they have so much talent on his roster.
Right. Yeah.
But yet, have only made the playoff, better yet, a wild card one year. Great, Jim Caldwell, new head coach, but he did coach the Colts back in the day. I mean, he is part of it. He has a Super Bowl legacy attached to him. I mean, Coach Peyton Manning at one point. I mean, I don't know. Lions making a breaking year for the franchise, essentially.
Yeah.
Did they finally make the postseason? I guess I'm saying, Tyler.
Yeah, I don't think they do.
But not going to go 4-12.
Not going to go 4-12. Yeah,
8-8, maybe 9-7.
maybe. Yeah,
9-7,
maybe. Yeah, maybe
Okay.
in that range. But yeah, 4-12. No, I don't see.
Okay. Vikings 3-13. If the 2008-2010 version Matt Castle shows up, this might be a playoff team. I think if even Matt Castle plays well, it's not a playoff team. Yeah, again, Adrian Peterson, but this to me, once you lost Jared Allen, you lost the heart and soul of that defense last year.
Yeah.
So the goal of the Vikings actually is score a lot of points to win games this year,
Yeah.
because I don't think your defense is going to stop anybody.
Right.
So 3-13,
Maybe not 3-13. I don't.
5-11.
5-11.
I think 5-11 is fair.
Yeah, that seems probably fair.
I mean, but okay. So go to the South now. Saints winning it, being a third seed nonetheless. Rookie Brendan Cooks adds new layer of mayhem to offense. But undervalued defense could also take Saints a long way. That defense has definitely gotten better under Rob Ryan, and probably gonna get better this year, even better this year. So Saints go on 5, maybe take a 1 seed possibly. I mean,
They might be. Yeah, I think they might be better than 11-5.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they got a lot more weapons on offense, and defense looks better. And look, you got Drew Brees. This guy's been throwing. This guy's been throwing up stats like left and right.
Jimmy Graham.
Yeah. I mean, Sean Payton is a genius. You got Rob Ryan now. This is an organization that I think has a better chance of challenging the Seahawks than the Packers do. I think. I think the Packers need one more pickup yet to get there. Yeah. I think Drew Brees. This Saints team could easily make the Super Bowl this year. I think. Now the next team, which is kind of the shocker last year, due to a lot of injuries, but the Falcons going 10-6, missing the playoffs still. But the problem in Pitts have been addressed. But Julio Jones' health could determine playoff prospects. So I guess if Julio Jones goes down again, this is not a playoff team again.
Right.
I mean, obviously Matt Ryan needs to play well. The defense needs to play well. This looks like a better defense.
Yeah.
Steven Jackson needs to start delivering on the running game. So Tyler, do the Falcons make the playoffs this year?
No, I don't think they do. But
even if they go 10-6, even if they go 10-6 possibly.
Even if they go 10-6, well, if I have the Bears making it 6 and they go 10-6, because obviously 2 teams come out of the NFC West.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean there might be a 10-6 team like last year when like the Cardinals that misses the playoffs. So yeah, it could be the Falcons.
Okay.
And even the Cardinals, they have going 10-6 here too eventually, and that doesn't make the play. So obviously a very competitive NFC this year.
I actually could see them making the playoffs. I think they got a lot of. I think they got the.
Might,
they stay healthy.
Might come down to division records and conference records.
That's what I'm saying. If they stay healthy, they could definitely make a run.
Yeah, I think they could definitely be.
But Matt Ryan needs to start showing some promise this year. Panthers shocked everybody last year.
Yeah,
lost a lot of weapons this year though. 7-9 and lost, like I said, a lot of key buyers of free agency, which probably means a lot of lost ground and standings. Agree? Not making the playoffs this year.
Agree. Yeah.
Cam Newton's stats maybe dip a bit as well.
Maybe a little. Yeah. I mean, they're
really going to miss Steve Smith, is what I'm pretty much saying.
Yeah. I mean, they got like a new receiving core basically, and
of nobody's, I believe, right now. It's so if they do it this year, it's going to be a lot more of the reason has to go to Cam Newton now.
Yeah.
I mean, because he pretty much did. That means he did it pretty much nobody on offense. Yeah. Nobody. So 7-9. I'd say it's kind of fair.
Yeah, maybe 8-8.
8-8. I can see that. 6-10 would not be crazy either. The Buccaneers.
3-13.
3-13. Lovie Smith, like new coach and such. Big gamble that 2013 Josh McCown is real deal, and a journeyman quarterback of previous 11 years is gone for good. So obviously the Bucs did not go quarterback.
Yeah.
Like some experts were begging them to go. It felt like. So I guess the point is, does Josh McCown show any positives that this franchise is moving in the right direction in the future?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know if they'll be 3-13. Maybe they'll be a little better than 3-13. But.
Okay, but does this like maybe 2 years, 3 years line they might be a playoff team again?
Possibly, depending. If they
is Josh McCown the reason why? Or is he not going to be the quarterback that's going to take him to the promised land?
I don't know. It might be Josh McCown probably will help.
Okay.
Decent quarterback. But
I mean, we'll see. I mean, like I said, Lovie Smith.
Yeah.
Legendary coach. We'll see what happens. But I do. Yeah, this is not a playoff team. And
they got a lot of holes.
They got a lot of holes still. They got to fill it. And that whole DeRozan Revis thing is still kind of embarrassing that franchise a bit as well. So then we get to the supposedly best division this year.
Yeah.
You'll
By
see
far.
why based on what Nate Davis is
Yeah.
going for. Seahawks 12-4, 1 seed, full season of Percy Harvin. That's definitely a big reason. Plus intact championship nucleus could
yeah.
equal Super Bowl repeat. No questions there. Essentially,
Right. Yeah. No questions asked.
I mean, 12-4. They can go 13-3. I mean,
Again, yeah.
like I said, Percy
Yeah.
Jackson. I'm sorry, Percy Harvin. I
Yeah.
thought I said Percy Jackson. Percy Harvin. You know, he showed in the Super Bowl. I think he showed in the Super Bowl why, if he played full season, this is a completely different offense.
Yeah.
I think Russell Wilson has shown so much improvement.
Right.
It's a short amount of time too.
Yeah.
Like I said, they got a lot of weapons yet. The Legion of Boom is still intact.
Yeah.
There's no reason why this team can't at least make the playoffs. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I know it's a brutal division. They should at least make the playoffs.
Yeah. Exactly.
Niners 11-5 in the 6th seed. Likely extended absence of stars linebackers Olden Smith and Navarro Bowman could be too much to overcome. I guess they're talking about as far as winning the division.
Yeah.
Those are two big key losses in defense. Obviously, Colin Kaepernick. I still think there's question marks on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think that's not going away yet.
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't been talked about in a while, but I don't think that's going away yet. That issue of him, off-season issue. But making the playoffs again, Niners probably.
Yeah. Wild card.
Okay, 11-5, fair.
Yeah. That sounds. Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds fair.
Cardinals 10-6, not making the postseason again though.
Yeah.
They could win a 10. They could have it be a 10-win team once again, and once again that might not be enough to reach the playoffs. So Tyler, does that make they reach the playoffs with 10-6 win record possibly?
If they, well, I think actually the Cardinals might win 9 games. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, again, it comes down to might come down to like a big 3 or 4 way tie, like it has in the past couple of years, and comes down to head games and conference records, and so yeah, I don't see the Cardinals making it, but obviously contending.
Yeah. Okay. To me, it comes down to if they can beat the Niners. They beat the Niners. I think they can make the wild card.
Yeah.
To me, it's.
I mean, they beat the Seahawks last year in game 2.
At Seattle nonetheless too. I mean, Carson Palmer's a key factor as well. Can
Yeah,
Fitzgerald have a high productive season as well?
He's getting a little up there.
Yep. So I mean, here's the shocker though: the Rams going 10-6. They could win a lot of 17-13 games. They also lose too many given lack of weapons on offense. If they go 10-6, this is the first time in league history where a division has double-digit wins in one division.
Right.
So Tyler, do the Rams get 10 wins?
Not 10, but maybe 8.
Okay.
8 again. Well, I mean, I think they were 8, or I don't know. Maybe even 9.
This make it a breaking year for Sam Bradford, it sounds like.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
So, okay. So,
I mean, they got a good defense, too.
Jeff Fisher's the head coach as well.
Yeah, they found a good running back last year.
Mm-hmm. I still think that their wide receiving core is pretty underrated as well.
Yeah.
They actually have some talent on that wide receiving core as well. So I mean, we'll pretty much skip the playoffs. I figure. I mean, he pretty much has all the high seed. I mean, all the low seeds being all the high seeds, minus the Bears being Eagles in the wild card. I actually kind of do agree with that.
The Bears beating the Eagles.
If we're talking about defense and offense, the Bears got better improvements in those areas than the Eagles do. So but here's the Colts, not the Broncos. The Colts going to the Super Bowl against Seattle again. And it's the Seahawks winning, so that they would be a back-to-back champion. So, Tyler, do the Colts make it to the Super Bowl? First of all,
no, I don't think so.
I believe you said New England.
New England, yes.
And I said Denver.
Yeah.
Okay.
So either way, we still have Brady or Manning.
Yeah, Brady Manning. So Andrew Luck, who has been hyped as the next Brady Manning, is not there yet.
Right.
Because it sounds like
closer.
Sounds like to get there, he would need to beat. Well, actually, it sounds like he would need to beat Joe Flacco first of all,
which they can do,
and then beat Manning at home essentially, which can be possible. He did do in the regular season. I mean, obviously, if that would be the case, you have Andrew Luck versus Russell Wilson in the Super Bowl. That would be interesting as well.
Yeah, that would be.
And we both had Seattle going all the way, and I think we both had him winning once again.
Yeah.
So we do agree with Nate Davis there.
Right.
We do agree that Seattle's going to win it again.
Yeah.
And of all the playoff teams there, any team that might be shocked
that are
to get
there in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to some degree the Jets a little bit.
Definitely.
I
Texans as
kind of
well.
hinted at it. Yeah.
Texans, yeah. I mean, to me, the biggest shock is just the Colts. If they
As
pull that
far as
off,
if they were
Nate
13
Davis knows something that nobody else
Yeah.
knows then.
right. Yeah.
I mean, it has talent, but I don't see him as a Super Bowl team yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Maybe the season after, but maybe 2015. I don't know.
I mean, obviously, if it is Seahawks and Colts, is that going to be a competitive Super Bowl? Or is it going to be another lopsided Legion of Boom, like shredding the quarterback?
I don't.
Essentially?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
Does Andrew Luck just get pummeled with?
I don't know if it'll be as bad as I don't know if it'd be as bad as the Broncos, but it might not.
The
be
NFL's
close.
hoping so because that's pretty
cer-
embarrassing.
certainly. Yeah.
Okay, but I guess that's it. So that's what Nate Davis USA Today had to say
Yeah.
about the season.
For USA Today.
Yep.
So there you have it. In case you haven't checked it out yet. So
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I mean, feel free to send your comments and thoughts on this. I guess we'll be back with another edition of TW Sports Talk as maybe we get to training camp as we get to the preseason coming up soon.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about the preseason.
Yeah. Already less than 2 months away. So
Offseason goes by pretty fast.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And interestingly, no Tim Tebow sightings. So
Right. Yeah.
it sounds like his career's over.
Yeah. So yeah, with that in mind, that'll close down this edition of TW Sports Talk. So thanks for tuning in as always.